But there's something that I've noticed, and I'm going to need y'all help. Okay, I'm going to need y'all help with this because I'm trying to figure out, because I never stop. When I'm going to the grocery store or when I go, I'm about the business, meaning that I ain't looking around like, hey, somebody will crack a joke like, yeah, they always mess around with these stuff. They always move the chips somewhere else. Ain't that right? I'm never like that. I ain't trying to look for anybody. I'm trying to go to aisle 5, 10, 15, 20, wherever I got to go, get my stuff and get up out of there. Okay. But what I've noticed is, okay, we have an African grocery store. I think I went last week. But also in Philadelphia, you'll see this in Philadelphia, and I'm sure like up in Trenton or whatever, you probably see it too, any of these major cities. I see these people who are, they got their full Sunday's best on, and they're standing next to a bookshelf, like a little wired kind of bookshelf. It's like a kind of thing you can pick up and carry. Have you guys seen this? And who are these people? I'm trying to figure out, are these Seventh-day Adventists or are they Jehovah's Witnesses? Because I don't stop to ask anything. One tried to say, hey, how you doing? I was like, fine, kept it moving. Because it had a sign on there. It was like free Bible lesson. And I was like, it's too hot out here. I ain't trying to get no Bible lesson out here. Just period. I'm not trying to get a Bible. I mean, but they have their full. Someone help me out. Let me know. Are these Jehovah's Witnesses? Because, see, the reason why I'm asking, because one day I'm just going to find out, right? But, when you trying to get to your car and you see people out there like that, right? I ain't trying to give them eye contact or nothing. So I be cutting my eye trying to see if I can read what's on it. But I can't cut them too much, because you cut it too much. I'm like, there you go. I see you looking over here. I see you looking over here. Come on over here. I got something to tell you. But I'm bringing this up because of this. I'll tell you, all throughout the city, I don't know if they got like a promotion going on or what. I have never seen them out in force like this. I don't know if they got a convention going on. I don't know what they got going on, but all I know is all of a sudden, they fighting the Nation of Islam for the street corner. Seriously, every corner I'm like seeing them. They gonna see Nation of Islam. They come out there, they got their suits on, and they're handing out, the newspaper, right? They handing that out, right? But then on the same corner, you got it's like that scene out of what was it? The Malcolm X movie, movie by Spike Lee. And, he was like panning the camera. On one corner, you had the preacher. Next corner, you had someone else. It's literally like that. So now you got these folks. You can add these people to the list. I don't know. Yeah, someone says Seventh-day Adventists. They may be both of them. They may do part-time. I don't know. But anyway, they were but I was watching these people. I've been really taking note of this. Now, it's hot out there, man. It's hot. And they got their full Sunday clothes on. I'm talking about from the hard shoes on up. I mean, they got the suit on. They got everything. I mean, it's like that. I mean, they got all their stuff on. Now, it's hot because I'm a little warm because I'm running my mouth. That's the only reason. But it's nice and cool in here. It just, I guess even thinking about it, it makes me hot. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's one thing, if you see people, business people walking around and they got their suits on or whatever, they trying to get to the next place. These folks are standing right there smack in the middle of the city. And so in many cases, they're standing right there and the sun is all beating down on them and they got their Sunday best and they just stand there and ain't saying nothing. Ain't saying the doggone thing, ain't saying nothing. And I was like, my goodness, because ain't nobody can tell you. Because you got folks out here that would have been saying, black folks, hey, listen, we cursed. according to the Bible, see, we under the curse. We are cursed people, because we didn't obey the law, statutes, and commandments. So we are cursed people. We cursed. And, for a moment, I was saying that too. I'm gonna be honest. I was saying that too. But then I started thinking about it. I said, wait a minute. Let me take a cursory view here. Cursory view of this for a second. I said, now, when you look at black folks and our commitment to the Bible and our commitment to, any interpretation of it for the most part. And I've said this many times and I'll continue to say it. We have been, I would say, just about out of any group out there, we have been probably the most faithful to the Bible out of all people. I mean, I'm not just saying that because we black. I'm saying that because it's true when you think about it. I mean, if you go back to, let's say, Jim Jones, for example, you have black folks that were committed to the death. And they knew, and that was a Bible-based organization. Jim Jones, Jonestown was a Bible-based organization. It was Bible-based, but they added a lot of other stuff to it, though, right? You think of all these various churches that are out here that see their pastor can be sleeping with animals and crickets and children. And I mean, you name it. He just, if it got legs, he on top of it. And folks will say, well, that's our pastor. And, hey, listen, we all make mistakes and we all do this. And, the Bible says, the workman's worthy of his wages. They find some scripture to kind of bend in order to demonstrate their faithfulness to this mind of God. Right. And but just think just in general, or I should say going back into the days of slavery. This was something that was literally beaten into us. Our loyalty when we first came to this country, our first Bible lesson was the whip. Okay, was the whip and chains. And if you did not abide by their interpretation of that book, then you definitely got it. You know what I mean? That was our Sunday school lesson. So I'm just, so this was something that was ingrained in us. So when you go forward from there and you look at how us as a people, how we've been so loyal and faithful when it comes to the Bible, I have to. And then then you have someone coming along and telling you that even after all of that loyalty and dedication, you're still a cursed people. That should make you think about a few things, shouldn't it? Really? I mean, now, when it comes to Jehovah's Witnesses, of course, I don't believe in their ideology at all. Seventh-day Adventist, whatever, Christian. I mean, just period. I'm not with it at all. It doesn't mean I hate the people. I don't hate the people. I just don't agree with their belief system. I don't, but what you can say when you look at how loyal these people are to their belief system, it's really something. It is a sight to behold. I mean, when we talk about Jehovah's Witnesses, for example, every Saturday, we know the routine, the non-Jehovah's Witnesses in the house, when you get that knock on the door, or maybe you just happen to be outside and you see them folks out there coming up the street, knocking on them doors. You may be cutting the grass. It's like, well, the whole thing ain't gonna get cut today. Let me go park this thing in here real quick and find a reason to go in the bathroom or something. And then you tell the children, the whole drill, everybody's got a duck, it's like military training. You like, get down there, peek out there. Can you see, all that stuff. Right. So we all know about that. And so, but when you look at the loyalty, the dedication that these people have to their belief system, and I'm talking about the Bible, we have been the most loyal to this thing. And so for anybody to come along and say that despite that level of dedication and loyalty, you are still a cursed people. And I've said this a long time ago. We put an end to that a long time ago and said, no, you are not a cursed people. Stop using your mouth to curse yourself. When people say that kind of foolishness, we have many of our families. We have some very good people, grandparents, aunties, uncles, or whatever, that did some remarkable and were known to be very good people and did some wonderful things. They were loyal. They were faithful. They had, wonderful marriages. They set good examples and all that stuff. And then you're going to have a belief system come around and tell you that despite all of that, you're still a cursed people. See, don't look just at this system. This system itself is a crooked system. For example, if I go into a grocery store, let me just make it kind of plain for you. If I go into a grocery store and let's say the prices are just through the roof. Let's say I want to buy some blackberries. Okay, I'm really loving blackberries right now. I've been, for the most of the year, I've been loving them. They getting a little bit too big now because I'm like, okay, are these blackberries or these some Jerome blackberry? I mean, these joints are huge. It's like, okay, I know y'all putting something in them. Let me put those back. But anyway, let's just say, for example, I go into the grocery store and the blackberries now are $20 in this particular grocery store, right? But I know I can go right down the street and get them for $2 a crate, just a little plastic crate. I can get them like $2. But this grocery store, it's the same blackberries, but it's just they want to upcharge you. It's kind of like Whole Foods, for example. I go into Whole Foods for very specific things. I don't be doing the grocery shopping in there. No, sir. I ain't rolling like that. Okay. And even if I was, I wouldn't be shopping in there like that. They just too much. So anyway, this grocery store is clearly overcharging on everything. We know this, right? Now, if I go to this grocery store and I notice that man, this stuff is they're just overcharging everything. Does that by default make me in error? Does that make me, I'm cursed because this grocery store, the system that they're using is a crooked system? So therefore I'm cursed. How does that even work? So likewise, what I'm saying to you is the system that we're in right now is a crooked system. Now, the system is crooked, but it doesn't mean that you have to follow suit. Do you understand what I'm saying? In other words, we have to learn how to navigate ourselves around in through, this system. And there are many examples of people out here, people like us, like you, like us, that are finding ways to navigate through this crooked system and do pretty well. When I say pretty well, I mean, in other words, you ain't living in a box. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Do you understand what I'm saying? So regardless if regardless if you don't ever get the mansion, you understand what I'm saying? Not that should be your aspiration. Your aspiration should be, I'm going to live a happy, full life and healthy life. That should be really your aspiration. You understand what I'm saying? Fulfilled life. It shouldn't be, I want to get this big house and I want to get this and, status symbols. That shouldn't be your goal. Your goal should be just, hey, listen, I want to be happy. I want to be fulfilled. I want to be healthy and, that kind of thing, right? Those kind of things. That really should be the goal right there. Now, in this system, of course, they're going to put roadblocks and things that are going to make it a little bit more challenging for people like us. But that doesn't mean by default we're cursed. Do you understand what I'm saying? So this is why I'm sharing this with you, because you have this belief system out here that wants to it's rooted in that. And it's been telling us this for a long time that, this is beyond your control. So why even try to do anything? Why try to be happy? Why try to succeed? Why try to do things? Like I tell people all the time, you got some people who say, hey, listen, I ain't digging America anymore. I'm done with America. I'm going to leave and I'm going to, go to Africa, for example. I say, good for you. Good. Or I'm going to go to another, wherever country you want to go. Good, go. You should do that. Go, South America or Canada, wherever you want to go, South Pole. I don't care. Those things are good. Some of you, you may, if you have the means to do it, you should travel. We know there's all this other stuff going on right now, but for this time being, if you have the means to do it, then by all means, you should do it. You understand what I'm saying? Don't be all hemmed up in the corner somewhere and you just looking at YouTube videos and just listening to folks and they just, oh Lord, it's just getting all bad out there. Dear family, you sure you want to get out there? Stop listening to these dodo brains out here. They got what they want. If they want to stay hemmed up in the house somewhere, then let them. You get out. You understand what I'm saying? Explore all what's out here. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're younger and you're not married. You know, don't just be like, oh, Lord, I ain't married. I ain't got nothing to do. You got plenty you can do. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things you can do. There's a lot out there you can explore and learn. And you may say, hey, listen, for a year, I'm going to live in Airbnbs or something like that. I don't, things like that. Learn a little new language along the way. And so this is what religion does. Religion, it just puts a damper on life. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you want to break out of, family. Stop living under that cloud and live the life that he has given you. And that's what for me, I'm just like, man, let me just max this thing out the best that I can.